It's the thing. If you haven't seen these before, my girl's on TikTok, and she sends me a lot of stuff she thinks she'll be useful for the channel, and some of it's really good, and I can make like a full red pilled coffee video. Other stuff is just hot garbage, and for you guys, we've saved it here so we can take a laugh and dunk on them together on these. Hot wife, not hot hubby. Hubby acts like a big goof. It's all fun. It's nice and gags. Look, most of these things are just girls bitching and complaining, but I will say this. Yes, it's just for fun. It's always just for fun. But putting yourself out there sends a very clear signal. Hey, just so you know, he's not my husband. He's kind of the husband, you know? And I remember there was a bunch of guys that used to talk in like the red pill and all the He-Man woman hater spaces. They're like, I used to do scuba diving instruction back in like the Bahamas or something like that as like his go nowhere job. And it was amazing how many wives just threw themselves at him. So yeah, if your wife is hotter than you better have some fucking charm. You better have some game. You better do something to show that you're still sexy and attractive, because pulling out the full-on dad bod stuff, all that's doing is setting yourself up for failure. And I'll tell you right now, your girls are going to be the most quiet and discreet out of all of them. Now, if that's whatever, out of sight, out of mind, that's up to you. But I'll say this, they like you for the reputation at this point. They don't like you for you. Or maybe they do like you for you. But do you really want to take that chance? Just be attractive. Like, come on, man. Just play the game. Play the game. Stop crying about the rules. And don't be that guy sitting in your living room saying, hey, reasons my wife hates me, it's because I'm alive. It's like, have some self-respect, man. Oh, yeah, this crap.
Oh, you want to see weaponized incompetence when it comes to manly tasks? Okay.
You change tires so much better than me. You know I'm not good at this guy stuff.
You know what all these lights mean. Why don't you just, change the engine?
Honey, the blinky thing's broken again.
This is part of a long-standing tradition that girls have, bitching about men online. I know. Really? I've never seen it. I've never seen it either, but apparently it's a huge underground niche thing of girls bitching about their men. This is a concept they call weaponized incompetence. You know what that is? A girl leaves a arbitrary, subjective, and completely irrational set of standards and things that she wants done in her life. Maybe it's the cups go on the second shelf, not the first shelf. No, the small plates go here, not there. And it doesn't really matter. You just got to pick something and go. And a guy makes a normal decision to do something fairly useful, or maybe he's had a hard day at work, so he didn't pick up his socks one day. Some very small task like this. And girls, because there's no way being a stay-at-home mom, this is my fault because my guy's too tired to do anything, and I'm sitting here with making TikToks all day. It must be because he's weaponizing his incompetence to make me the massive amount of labor in this house. And I'm just like, dude, lady, get off of it. Now, this is when guys are calling her out, and this is another thing don't do. She's bitching online about men, and then all these 500 army of husband white knighting MGTOWs. Oh, don't say that shit. You just made that up, you fucking bitch. So she made like a fun little sketch to show what you should do when you see one of the women bitching online, and she's bitching about something that makes no sense to you, and you're like, dude, I'd never do that. Don't go on there and say, I would never do that, because I'll give you a hint. This shit ain't about you. Other than the like you provide or the engagement you give, you don't exist in this world. Now, if you have to engage this stuff, and I don't know why you would, well, other than you're another YouTube channel, in which case, welcome. We'll do a collab sometime. Agree and amplify, amuse mastery, fogging, cocky funny. These are all great tools in these situations. So in this case, everybody essentially called her a whore. And so she made a great sketch, like, why don't you show the women being incompetent when the men are doing stuff? And she just threw her husband in there. It's like, pretend like you don't know what the engine light is. And then they had some good laughs about that. Men and women talk different. Men talk after we process things to let you know information. Women talk to process things. So when they're talking, It's their way of understanding the world around them. Now, here's the part that's important for you. Here is the lesson for men. All right, get your girlfriends out of the room. When you argue, you make it real. Because why would you argue against that unless you're trying to hide something? I know it's a weird way to look at it, but it's just the way it is. It's like when your boss is coming at you, it's like, look, these are the last round of layoffs. Everybody here is fine. If your spidey sense isn't telling you, dude, there's going to be another round of layoffs, then I don't know what to tell you. The way to show that dumb shit is to treat it like dumb shit. I give you guys a saying. It's like, imagine a 4-year-old calls you a poopy face. Do you argue with her? Do you drop kick her through the drywall? No. You give her a noogie and you laugh and then you throw her on the sofa and it's like, get out of here with your stupid nonsense, kid. Go back to your Dora the Explorer. I don't need that nonsense. This one, it's a little bit more somber, serious, mid, whatever. Watch and learn.
Don't say it, 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 do not say it.
Uncle Charms.
There's actually some science to this one. Not gonna lie to you. There's David Buss and Cindy Minson, husband and wife, Evo psych couple. Have a great book out, Why Women Have Sex. It was a giant study, like 50,000 people. 50,000 women. And they asked them, and they basically did a whole bunch of Quan studies and find out, what is it? Why do you have sex? And it turns out being horny is like 752 out of the 800 reasons. This one is actually one where guys will nag and bitch and complain, and a girl just puts out to get them to shut up. It turns out, for men, sex is a horny thing. If I'm horny, I want to plow. Yeah. For women, it's a coercive tool, it's a revenge tool, it's a horny tool, it's a baby tool. It's a tool for everything. It's the jack of all trades Swiss Army knife. What's Rollo's quote? Roger Tomarso from the Zomboid series. The only agency a woman has is her sexuality. That's kind of what he means on it. And in this case, yeah. If a guy's bitching and bitching and bitching and she just wants to make the peace, well, just lay back and let it happen, babe. Just lay back, let it happen. Look, you don't want that. Everybody's bitching about genuine desire. Well, perhaps, and hear me out on this one, this is going to be revolutionary. Don't complain like a bitch to a wee little girl. Not because it's not making you a real man, but because what's the fuck the point? What are you going to do? You're going to convince her to think the way you want her to think? Do you think that's how people work? I got a hint for you. If you think you can yell at somebody or complain or nag and then they'll start to think what you're thinking, go look up Second Amendment political argument Twitter. Go check it for 5 minutes and come back here and tell me how effective a strategy that is. Yeah, but she needs to know. She doesn't need to know. She maybe knows, but ask yourself this. Why do you need to have your argument validated by the chick you're trying to smash on the weekends or during the week or whenever you smash? Think about it. Think about it. Better option? Don't care. If it's something serious, do something about it. Well, but what if she doesn't like it? Well, what's she going to do? Fight you? I haven't seen a girl on this planet who can take you on in a fight. So she's not going to get violent against you. Is she going to nag and bitch and moan and be angry? Well, she's angry all the time for no reason. What's the difference here? At least now you know why. And you're okay with it because you got something that mattered enough to you to do something about it. Well, I want her to do it. Yeah. That gets a little expensive, but here's the thing. If you want your girl to act a certain way and she doesn't act a certain way, you either have a problem with expectations or incentives. And either way, you know the one thing that doesn't revolve around that? Fucking her. If it's expectations, maybe you expect her, I want her to talk to me about philosophy. So in other words, you wanted her to be a man, a nerdy man to boot. So just maybe fix your expectations to like her as a girl. What do girls do? Oh, they watch baseball, but they mostly check out the uniforms. I think that's what she's wearing. Isn't it a Bengals thing? Oh, maybe that's football. I couldn't tell you. Not a big sports ball guy. Other option is incentive. Maybe she wants to do all this crazy stuff. Maybe she wants to give you blowjobs on the weekends, but you're missing the incentive structure. What's that? I don't know. A little bit of game, a little bit of attractiveness. Maybe not just belching and farting just before you ask for one. Little things like that. It is amazing how a little bit of game can go a long way. And if she's truly entitled and none of this shit matters, go to Applebee's. Get the waitress to flirt with you. Don't flirt with the waitress, because that's creepy. But get hot enough where the waitress is flirting with you. Or her friends are flirting with you. Or her mom is flirting with you. Or any girl anywhere ever. Attractive, more, less, doesn't matter. As soon as other girls start taking an interest in you, you will be surprised. Because remember those 800 reasons I told you about? Well, like number 32 on the list was mate retention strategies. It turns out one of the best aphrodisiacs around is a chick that wants to make sure you don't stray. So think about it. Well, I would never cheat on my wife. Well, and that's probably why she's arguing with you and only laying on starfish every 3 months. So something to think about, sir. Something to think about.
One of the guys who ran the Red Pill channel sent me a message. I actually appreciate that you took it from an idea-based perspective instead of ever resorting to personal attack. Like, if this movement is actually going to be dangerous, do we need to understand it so that we can take it down? I knew going into it that this might be a hot mess.
Next one, even funnier. Oh, we're going to get into the church. Let's get to the church. Obviously, this one's that Slim Shady tune. You remember that one? My name is... I ain't playing that, because I'm like, they will nuke me from orbit for this. Orbit! I did some research, and it turns out the church sucks for modern dudes. And you know what? Now that the wife had it happen to her husband, now she cares. I think that's mostly how men's rights advocates end up getting recruitment, is when, hey, my son got screwed over by me too. Hey, my husband just lost his job because of some thought. All of a sudden the chicks are like, dude, did you know about the divorce rate? Did you know men are going their own way? Did you know child support is fucking blah, blah, blah? Oh, sweet lady. Anyways, fun fact, decade ago, called it. Ian Ironwood, old school red pill guy, made a book called Manosphere. He ended up talking to pastors all across the country. Turns out they get just screwed by the organization, because it turns out single moms fill seats. And you know what else? They pay their tithes, because who's got more to seek forgiveness for than a single mom with 3 baby daddies? And what's the meme on this one? 3 baby daddies, 1 6 feet tall, 6-figure salary, 6 ways of redemption, 7 deadly sins. I can't keep track of all the Manosphere talking points, but just, yeah. Look, I'll go serious on this one. If you're looking for the church to be your moral guidance, like, those days are over, man. If you want to go in there and be told how much you're an asshole on Father's Day, and how you need to venerate mom on Mother's Day, and how you need to wipe up the single moms, fill your boots. But I'm pretty sure Jesus flipped a lot of tables there for a lot less and ended up hanging for it. I don't know about you, but I'm not to go flipping some single mom, soccer mom tables just to get hung on a crucifix for 3 days and then have to come back and do some more work. Screw that noise. Did you come out of it a better person? And you're like, unquestionably, yes. Good enough for me.